I was at work approximately 8:20, 8:25, and was on a conference call that started at 8:30 a.m. And approximately 15 minutes later, the first building that I was in One World Trade Center, was hit by an aircraft, as most know. Luckily, I was about 40 stories below the initial impact into the building. My name is Cleon Hardy. I am originally from New York, and now I live here in wonderful Georgia. I have two kids at Elka, both in the first grade, and they're now in their fourth year at Elka, and they really enjoy it. Can't believe it's been 21 years ago. I was working in information technology for a company who had offices roughly about 10 stories in the World Trade Center. Once the initial impact of the building occurred, my first inclination was to go to the windows. I went to the windows, and obviously you cannot look directly up and out of those high office buildings, but I did see debris coming down from above, which gave me an indication that something had occurred above the floors that I was on. It probably took us about 10 or 15 minutes to get down the stairwell, and as we approached the lower floors, we did realize that the stairwell had separated from the wall of the building. So at that point, we kind of knew that the building had been severely compromised at that time. On that day, when I was able to eventually make it over the 59th Street Bridge into Queens, at that point, we had some payphones that we could actually use at that time. And I couldn't get through to my dad. I had a calling card, for those who may remember what those were, and I could not get through to my dad, my mom and dad at their house. So I was able to get through to a neighbor, who I told him where I was going, and he eventually met me, and we embraced at the subway station. You know, after 9/11 had occurred, one of the key things I kept saying to myself is why? And one of the key things that kept in my mind was that why didn't he take me versus taking my coworkers? And the best I could align it to was God has a plan, and God has more for me to still do and deliver. My ability to kind of get through the tragedy, initially having survivor remorse, was really the Christian-based family that I had and still have to this day. My church that I was attending in New Jersey, Fountain Baptist Church, was super supportive, helping me kind of navigate through that period of my life, and that was pre-marriage, pre-kids, and that was really the cornerstone of my ability to move on. So my Christian belief, I think, is really the key to helping me continue to be a strong person, to accept God's will, and to encourage others to continue to follow in the footsteps of Christ. I really just finally decided to go back approximately 9 years ago to visit the memorial. It took me a while to touch each of the names of the individuals that we lost. If I had the opportunity to speak to the firemen or the family members of the firemen or policemen who lost their lives, I would really just say thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your commitment to service. Because at the end of the day, those firemen, those policemen who lost their life were really serving others. And that's ultimately what we're here to do, to serve others. And sometimes we're serving others longer than some, and sometimes our lives are cut short. But giving back and giving service is really what Christ did, right? He gave his life for others. And I would just really say thank you to those family members.